Hey everybody, hello. Today's date is July 14th, 2017, and right now the time is about 5:15 p.m. La Jolla, California, San Diego County time, Pacific time. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to briefly explain, you would not believe what I put up with today, you just would not believe it. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to explain to you some of the sick shit that I unfortunately got to deal with every day. And I'm going to talk a little bit about gang stalking, so the public at large can research these crimes pertaining to my descriptions and this crime in general. And the purpose of this particular video is to talk to you about gang stalking staged events, so you can understand that staged events, which are called street theaters, are implemented against gang stalking victims. And when they stage events, they will also stage the observers and the witnesses. And that is the purpose of this video. Now, before I begin, okay, you'll notice in the title of this Periscope video, I stated Google gang stalking and Bonds. Now, Bonds is a grocery store that's here in San Diego. I think that Safeway owns them. I'm not sure though, so don't quote me on that. So when you get done watching this video, if you feel inclined at any time, you can go to Google and type in gang stalking and Bonds and look at how many websites come up. And look at what targets are stating. Then go to Google and type in sensitization methods in gang stalking, repeating words, phrases, including identical words and phrases, physical gestures, sounds, color harassment, and everything. Okay? Research sensitization methods extensively. Now, whenever they want, because one of the key goals of gang stalking is to try and attempt to mentally provoke the target to act out verbally and or physically. Okay? And this is done so the target can be, during a staged event, and this is done so in the hopes, in reference to the hopes that the perpetrators have, this is done to at least induce duress. But it's also done in order to achieve specific immediate objectives, like banning the target from the place where the incident's unfolding at, even arresting the target or ticketing the target. Now, when you Google gang stalking sensitization methods, repeating words and phrases, including repeating identical words and phrases around the target, you'll clearly see that this is being exposed by thousands of individuals all over the internet. You'll clearly be able to see that this is being exposed by, obviously, separate people who have never talked to each other in any way, shape, or form, who are all stating the same thing in multiple states. That should tell you, and when you research sensitization methods in general and gang stalking, you'll obviously see that sensitization methods and the direct conversation tactic is an actual techniques. They are actual techniques of this crime that they employ. Now, the entire crime of gang stalking, in reference to what is brought about around a target and or against the target, is done through illegal GPS tracking and covert physical surveillance. Absolutely, including GPS tracking the target's own cell phone. Okay? That's how they know where the target's at all times in real time in order to prop up the harassment and the staged events. Now, before I lead into the subject matter pertaining to what I've stated it is, I'm going to also interject this as well. If people are being used to harass a target, okay, around a target, and it's caught on their tape recorder, it's caught on a video camera. Video cameras and electronic devices like tape recorders don't lie, because they record in real time things that are being said. It doesn't matter if you confront anybody who's overtly, directly harassing you, propped up around you to overtly harass you, directly meant for you to experience. That's what I mean by when I say that a target individual can be harassed overtly, directly, okay, by and through the methods that I've already stated in this video, but many, many more as well, many different other techniques as well. Now, everybody knows, if you really think about what I'm about ready to say, everybody knows that if you bother somebody all day long, if you bully them, if you bother them all day long, then eventually that individual is gonna start saying, look, I'm tired of your shit, you know, knock it off. Or they're gonna say something. Okay? Well, that's what gang stalking crimes count on. They count on you reacting. This is one of the reasons why they make sure that the target individual is subject to this shit every day, everywhere they go, most of the time nonstop. And there's other techniques like sound harassment and noise harassment. Okay. I stopped going to the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf and started adjusting my schedule to where all I do is now in the last 10 days have went to the North University San Diego Public Library, okay, to charge my computer chargers. I sit by myself and be by myself. Now, it's very easy for gang stalking to prop up noise harassment around you in a library by dressing the noise up to make it appear that it's just normal everyday things that are going on in the library. That's what makes it hard to prove. But when you're dealing with a target that's got over 10, 15 years of nonstop harassment, staged events, box seating arrangements in order to harass a target, okay, and you've got many, 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 many audio files of identical harassment occurring in that library as well. And when you look at how they will prop up any type of noise around a target, because one of the main goals of gang stalking is never let the target mentally rest or relax. So since they have such big community connections, and I'm going to give an example about that. I know of a specific target that went into California DMV in July of 2016 and caught identical words and phrases being said around that target on a tape recorder, which were the same exact identical harassment that has been caught on that target individual's tape recorder everywhere else the target goes. Now, who was caught as well inside of the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, was employees doing it. These are state employees. Same thing has been caught in social services, which is a state and county government building. Same thing has been caught in the post office, which is a federal building, by and through federal employees. So we obviously can deduce, and I am telling you the truth, we can obviously deduce that this is a government implemented crime. And since it is a government implemented crime, if they can get these three places alone to engage in harassment that they already know they've got the target sensitized to, then I would think it would be easily for anybody to deduce, okay, that it's extremely probable that they also got the community connections to collude with, connect with, intimidate anybody in any place, like groups, like fraternities, sororities, members of churches, okay, cults have even been identified, and cult members have even been identified in participating in this crime. Now, when you go to Google and you type in the name of any 10 well-known businesses and you type their names into gang stalking, look at what comes up. Now, this is occurring all over the United States in the same exact identical way. So it's obvious that this is an absolute government-implemented program that's operating on a template of methods and tactics and protocols and techniques. Because most of the techniques are identical, right? And the harassment is identical that the target individual endures. And this is why they will sensitize the target to specific stimuli, okay? Repeating words, phrases, physical gestures, repeating certain sounds, noise harassment. This shit's all over the internet being exposed by thousands of victims, right? So it's easy to conclude that what I'm stating is the truth because it's being exposed by thousands and thousands of targets all over the internet. Okay, this crime's been covered on national radio shows, including ones I've been on. It's been covered on TV, local news broadcasts. Okay, it's been covered by alternative media. Okay, including journalists. Okay, so they count on being able to mentally and verbally and even hopefully physically provoking the target to respond to the harassment, so they can deny that they're doing it right to your face. Okay. And when they see that the target has been pushed to that point to where the target's approaching one of them, because everything that is being brought about around a target, they will prop up and stage from a distance on an observer. Hold on. And what the observer's job is to see and watch to see if the target's going to respond to anything that they're being introduced to. If they see the target is physically responding to it, verbally, physically, or whatever, they will then prop up other people that have been brought on board for this event. Okay, because all they got to do is use two people for the harassment, like right outside of Von's grocery store, and have them constantly repeat, suck my dick, suck dick, suck dick, suck my dick, oh my god, gang stalk, over and over and over again. 30 times and 30, 40 times in 15 minutes. Okay? While the target's just standing there minding their own business, trying to put their groceries in their bag so they can leave. Now, the target's already dealt with this all day long at other places as well. And that's the goal, is to say, okay, it's the end of the day, and they love coming after you with massive harassment towards the end of the day because they know you're tired from running around. They know you're mentally tired from running around and dealing with the prior harassment at other places. So they believe that if they pile it up on you towards the end of the day, you're more easily provoked. See, most human beings don't know that the brain's mental defense mechanisms are more worn down towards the latter part of the day because the brain has been fighting everything through its senses all day, dealing with life, dealing with interactions, dealing with traffic, and so on and so forth. So that's why people are ready to collapse when they get home, because the brain's defense mechanisms, okay, are being worn down throughout the day. I've even had therapists tell me that. Hold on. Okay. And that's what GangStalking operates on. When you look at the extreme methodologies of GangStalking, you'll clearly be able to deduce that a huge aspect of this crime is about psychological operations. Absolutely. Do you really honestly think that the creation, okay, the creation and the initiation and the reinforcement of sensitization methods was not well thought out, pertaining to how human beings think and how they act and how they behave? Of course it was, because this is a crime of provocation, in part. Okay? Now, so they'll stand around you, and they know that it's the end of the day. They've learned your routes and routines in reference to where the last place you go before you head out to wherever you're going to be by yourself for a while, and then maybe leave that spot and go somewhere else to sleep if they made you homeless. These fuckers will gang stalk you to your home. Google YouTube gang stalking bullying on steroids, right? So, which is a news broadcast. So, what they'll do is they'll stay as observers who will stand in the background. They'll act like they're shoppers, or they'll sit in their car, like if they're trying to provoke a target outside of a store. They'll sit in their car and they'll watch the event. And either one or two of the people that are harassing the target, they'll have their cell phone in their hand. Absolutely. And I stand there and watch them texting. Okay, texting, because that one of the two is watching how I'm responding from a distance to them, as while they're engaging in this verbal harassment. Okay, like him noticing me getting out my video camera and taking a video picture of him. So they've noticed that. So they see me do that, and the crime people who are managing this against me know that I usually only do that when I get pissed, but I still do it covertly and I do it from a distance. So they're aware. They're aware of my responses, my behavior patterns when it comes to responses pertaining to prior events and prior harassments, right? So they'll stand there and they'll watch you, and if they see that you're not acting out, they'll start escalating. If they see that you're starting to approach them, the one of the two will engage in a fast text and then put his phone down because he wants to be there in order to deny anything you're accusing him of. And then all of a sudden you start noticing people start walking up closer to and taking their time in getting their cart or standing there and conveniently tying their shoe. And the reason why they're doing this is because they want to see how much this confrontation escalates. And if it starts escalating and the target says, well, this is bullshit, I'm going to call the cops, okay, what they'll start doing is saying, why are you bothering these two guys? They're out here doing charity work. Why are you doing this? What's the matter with you? Are you okay? Maybe you should get some help. You understand? Because what they're doing is playing their role in defending them. They're staged witnesses. Now, staged events in gang stalking are called street theaters. But what they got to do is blend in with the environment to make it appear that they're in the area for normal appearing reasons. It's a grocery store. Hold on. You understand? That's why they'll act like they're slowly getting a cart or bending over to tie their shoe, okay, or running into someone and conveniently stopping and talking to them right around the target as this event is unfolding, okay? And then they'll claim, well, I heard everything. I didn't see them do nothing wrong, and she's stating that they're doing this and that. And if the cops are called by anybody, they'll come out and they'll take the reports of who? The perpetrators and the staged witnesses while they make the target look crazy. And why is that? Because the police are protecting the business and the individual's use for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Fucking absolutely. Absolutely. Do you really honestly think for 1 second that any business, any university, any public library is going to admit that they're involved in gang stalking, knowing the fact that it's all over the internet, that women are being raped because of this crime, including gang rape, human trafficking, sucked into prostitution rings, and so on and so forth? Do you honestly think that Google gang stalking and police? Do you understand? So they count on mentally provoking you to wear you down. You know, they count on the harassment to wear you down. So at the end of the day, they feel the, you know, it was at the end of the day, they staged that event at SDSU. Okay. It was right when I got to UCSD and was tired from riding my bike and taking it on and putting it off of buses and then riding it to the library and then finally getting there and locking it up. And then at that moment, you want to exhale for a second before going in the library, and then that's where they stage an event right there. Right when they stage events when they know you've been running all day and you finally got to a place. They know, just like when you come home after shopping all day. When you first get home, you don't want the kids bombarding you right at that minute. You want to be able to have 5 minutes to relax for a second. That's what gang stalking, how it works. They get you at the tail end of the day or at the beginning of the morning, okay? Because they want to catch you off guard mentally, and they want to get you when they know that you're already physically tired from running around all day and mentally tired from being harassed everywhere you already went for the day. You understand how it works? Okay. So, and this is what they count on. So tomorrow I'm going to make a Periscope video, and I'm going to upload on that Periscope video, and then the video itself should be able to be saved in my gallery application, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube. And we're going to see, for one, if it's not able to be done. Two, we're going to see how, if either video is corrupted in any way in reference to the sound quality, okay? And for three, we're going to see if my phone is jammed, and if it is, we're going to see if any event takes place before I can get a new phone, including me having to spend more money to get a replacement phone. This phone I got right now has got insurance on it. Now, these filthy psycho magas that prop this shit up around me, I confronted two individuals today outside of Vaughn's who were working for this charity called CARE, C-A-R-E. Okay, and you would not believe what I caught on tape and video. You just would not believe it. You just would not believe it. And I'm going to expose it tomorrow. Now, this morning, on my way to everywhere that I was going to this morning, I made statements in my tape recorder. Let's see if suck my dick is said around me, suck dick, gang stalk, oh my God. Okay, let's see if it's caught on this tape recorder at all. On my way to the bus stop, before I even boarded the first bus this morning. Okay, so how many buses did I take before I got to Vaughn's? 3. I went to the library. What did I catch on video at the library today? And audio file. So, fellow American citizens, you know, even though the verbal abuse is being done through gang stalking, sexual harassment, I'm ignoring it. They want it to affect your mind. They want to make it you feel like you're in a victim mindset. What I'm doing is saying no. I'm turning this around and I'm saying, look, you're stupid enough to give me all this evidence. I got it. I'm going to expose you, and eventually they'll use it against you. Now, the courts and the corrupt, filthy maggot cops, they'll make sure that you never win in court, including by coming after you before you can even file a lawsuit, by staging events at wooded areas or staging events out in the public and staging the witnesses, blaming you for it and arresting you so they can get a hold of your evidence. Or so they can use court proceedings to channel you into homeless shelters where you can be gang stalked up the wazoo to leave there, go back to a wooded area. They then stage another event in a wooded area and come and say, well, why didn't you stay at the homeless shelter? Because I was gang stalked there. Well, what's gang stalking, Leslie? We don't understand. And that's done so you'll relive it by talking about it again. Because one of the main goals of gang stalking is to keep you focused on it. Fuck yeah, it is. You know? And then they'll say, well, I left there because I wanted to have some peace of mind, and I couldn't have any peace of mind at the homeless shelter because I was gang stalked there and harassed there. Well, now you're claiming you were gang stalked at a homeless shelter, Leslie? We better get you some help. Insurance fraud. You understand? The police ain't nothing but a bunch of criminal whores when it comes to this crime. Now, hold on a second. I want you to understand something. When it comes to gang stalking, there is not one police officer that will advocate for a gang stalking victim. So any police officers that are out there, if they ever watch this, you know in your mind and heart if you're a good cop. So if you're not involved in any type of illegal criminal activity, then this video is not being generated. My statements concerning cops don't apply to you. They apply to the criminal, filthy maggot ones who are filing the falsified police reports, staging arrests, petition targets in the county mental health for insurance fraud. It's racketeering schemes. Fuck yeah, it is. All right? And these businesses, they'll pay off a couple punks, okay, $50 or $20 or give them a gift card in the hopes of provoking a target to act out so they can ban the target from the store. So when the target sues them and shows all the evidence in court, if it's allowed, they can say, well, we don't know what's wrong with Miss Williams, but look here, we have a report that we had to ban her. UCSD did the same fucking thing. Okay? So what I do is predict what these sick bitches are going to do before they do it. Twitter files, video files, audio files, email files, and then I catch what they predict on video and audio, showing me being stalked from place to place to place to place. Because what I catch on my tape recorder and video camera is what I predict. And when it's predicted in my tape recorder at 9 a.m. and I catch it at 11 a.m., that shows that I was stalked from where I made the prediction at to where I caught the evidence at. Flat out. Understand, I am the one who's hunting them. Absolutely. And I'll never stop, ever. I'm in San Diego, California, so watch my Periscope videos for tomorrow. And let's see if this one doesn't broadcast, because my phone is hacked like you would not believe. All right, I got to go. It's San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Pay attention to tomorrow's Periscope and YouTube videos. All right, thank you.